Hey guys, Romie here, so please like, comment, subscribe. This is my review for Empire Season 4, Episode 3, Evil Manners. Look, I'm at the point where I bought so much stuff just to go and have this external microphone versus this camera that I'm either buying myself a new camera, and this camera isn't even old. It's less than a year old. Or I'll buy one more shot and just buy a new microphone that works for this particular one. So either way, by next week, the sound will be fixed. That's all that matters. Now, this starts off with Lucius. He's on the treadmill. I said, look at them. I said, look at that prosthetic leg. Okay. Everyone's there except for Claudia. Claudia has some time off. Thank you, God. Maybe very extended. She just needs to come back. We know she will, but she just needs to come back. And Cookie's there. The Lion Boys are there. Lucia wants to know, so why am I such a bad guy? What did I do in my past? You guys need to tell me. Maybe it'll help me get better. And I'm thinking, and there goes Hakeem saying, well, you did punch me in the face. I'm thinking, well, you did deserve it. Like, Hakeem, you get on my nerves. So that was probably one of the rare times I was fine with Lucian do what he was doing. And then we get the first flashback of Cookie in jail, which we know this happens the entire episode where she keeps getting flashbacks of when she was in jail. And because Lucian wants to know, why'd you go away for 17 years? She didn't want to answer that. We see Mr. Dubois. We see Mr. Dubois, the whole Dubois family, Mama Dubois. She's talking to her kids. She's telling Warren, good job. She's telling her daughter, look, it's almost your turn, because her goal is to go after, Andre, but I'm not sure if that's going to work. I don't know. Andre is another love interest, so I have a feeling. Now, that's what I'm interested in, how that triangle is going to eventually work. But we see Mr. Dubois, a.k.a. Cookie's ex. He's drinking. I mean, he is stone cold drunk. She said, you better go and get yourself together. You better find a place and space in this universe to have a meaningful existence and do it now. I said, I'm going to have to write and remember and recite that a couple of times. But while all of this is happening, Cookie, she's all dolled up because she's on this, she has to do a photo shoot because she's essentially part of like Forbes Hot 100 most influential, powerful women. And she's in Lucius's office, which is at least hers for now. She sits in the chair because why not? She is a boss. Andre comes in because they need to go and meet with investors. They want to get $100 million so that they can fund the money for these albums. People don't understand how much it costs to really promote an album and produce an album and market it and all of that. It is not cheap. It isn't. Jamal, he's working on some a song, and he's at the piano, so Lucius comes along and he says, that's interesting, how's your process? He tells him, well, inspiration can hit you anywhere. Then he talks about the recording studio. So they're going to hop at the recording studio, which we know he's not really supposed to be at Empire since he doesn't have his memory, but no one else knows that. Thirsty is sneaking him around Empire, and I love how Thirsty's like, you really don't remember me? I'm Thirsty, man. Boss, you don't know me? And he said, I don't know you, but how could I don't know you? How could I forget such a sharp dresser? Lucius like, yeah, that's Lucius, all right. Still lying. You don't have your memory, but you're still lying. And because then he goes to Jamal like, you just like that every day, Lucius, every day. Cookie, she's having this meeting with essentially a lot of Empire's artists, which I'm looking at them like, who are these people? They might as well be villains. I don't know any of these people. And comes Shine. Because Shine said, oh, wait a minute. Oh, so 20 out. That's cute. But where's Lucius? She's like, I'm running things right now. That's great. So, boss lady, I need essentially like 7 to 10 albums because I don't know what this is. I am not one. I'm not a one album person. Remember, he's always wanted to work with Lucius, but Lucius kind of like took some of his steam and used it for himself and then told him to kick rocks. Cookie says, look, I have things to do, and Shine brought his dog with him. She's like, take the mud out with you. He said, don't disrespect my dog like that. I wasn't talking about that cute child. I was talking about you. So now she gets this other flashback. It's a flashback of when she's in jail and the officer's telling her, look, here's how this works. Especially someone that looks like you, they're going to go, in your size, they're going to go and try to slash you. So keep your nose clean, obviously, because drug use is rampant in jails. Keep your, also, butt kissing. So keep your nose clean, keep your eyes and head low, and, just be careful. Keep your eyes wide open. And I'm thinking, that was great advice, but you're still a douche. So then we have Shine. He goes and decides he wants to figure out, hey, Cookie, what's good, Cookie? Cookie. Now, Cookie, my little Cookie, I want 10 albums. You're not getting 10 albums. I want 10 albums. You're not getting 10 albums. I want 10 albums. You get 3 albums. Cookie, you don't know how to do it. You don't know how to... I said 10. Well, where is this? All right. 7. No. What? Because Shine was like, I want 7 albums. No. You get 5. And we already know that Shine has a portion of Empire. Remember, he funded the bill when Empire was going through things. So he owns 25%. And he's one of those people where he knows they don't want to go and involve the board. So he just threatened the board. I'll get the board involved. Okay, we'll make it work. We'll figure it out. Andre's still trying to figure out how they're going to get the popo off their tail because Juliana's still missing. No one can find her. And it's just frustrating. He's like, Thirsty, you need to get some new people. I'm thinking, Thirsty, you really letting all this slide? You're really letting all of this slide? Mind you, I don't think I've ever tossed so quickly through an Empire review, period. Next thing we know, because Andre's still thinking, okay, I have to do my groundwork. He goes and talks to the female detective that he had a sexual encounter with, and he meets her in front of the station as if no one has eyes. And she even mentions it like, oh, you're real brave coming here at my place of employment. But he said, look, I know that you're looking into my family, you're looking into me, but Juliana ran because she's scared of my father. He's a boss. She's scared of my father. And that's that. Said, oh, well, okay. Mind you, whenever there are sirens or people walking, this is Andre. So we have now the issue of Andre isn't helping himself because he's sweating while talking to her. And she says, there's multiple signs when someone's lying. You're deflecting. You're not really looking me in the eye. You're sweating. I said, no, honey, that's his medication wearing off. That's his medication wearing off. He doesn't want to go and act a plumb fool, so he needs to make this conversation end quickly. So once he hears, sheer chatter of more popo, he decides he wants to dart out. Now, Cookie, she gets to her event. Well, actually, no. Before she gets to her event, Andre accompanies her because she needs to go and get that $100 million to fund the 20 for 20 album celebration. We see this other flashback of when she was in prison, and she's essentially, first being put in general population, so Gen Pop, and she doesn't really know what to do because she's really nervous. There's this girl who she has asked where she's from. She's from Philly. So then someone from the Philly crew comes over, and the girl's talking to her, and things were going okay until the girl went to grab something. Now, I don't care what anyone says. Cookie did the right thing. That is also how you show your dominance, because you can't come in there. People notice things like that. If you're just a little too calm, cool, collected, or you look a little disheveled and you don't do anything when someone does something, even if it's positive, some will take that for weakness. So I'm fine with Cookie going and swinging on her. Cookie swung because she didn't know if the woman had a switchblade. I mean, this officer just warned her, look, someone like you, they're going to pull a knife on you to mess up that pretty little face. So she did what I thought was appropriate. Some people say, oh, she overreacted. I'm thinking, she overreacted? She saved her life. Now, again, all of these jail scenes perfectly fit what's going on in each scene of this episode, because that scene was kind of about her being put in a new situation and how she reacted, but she knows better now, and so she's doing better. So when she went and talked with that very clear, he was black and bougie. He was a prime example of black and bougie. You could tell he automatically showed more respect to Andre than to Cookie. I said, you already messed up at the jump. You're not trying to work with him, really. You're trying to work with her. And he looked at the numbers, the file for 2.5 seconds, said, oh, I'm sorry, we can't approve this. Andre's like, wait a minute, but everything's there. She said, look, Empire's been growing steadily for the past 20 years. Name another company that's grown on all metrics, revenue, profits, all that stuff for the past 20 years, and how we tripled our profits or quadrupled our profits in the last 2 years. And he wasn't really giving her a straight up answer. So then she was looking at this like, see, you already judged me the first time you saw me. No, before I even came in here. So it's fine. Normally, I will react in a very different way, but since I am the Chief Executive Officer of Empire Incorporated, I'll tell you to thank you for your time. Have a nice day. Once he's walking away, she's like, that little beat. That's right, Cookie. I love, though, you have to look at how Andre was looking at the looks on his face, kind of like, you done it now. Not to his mother, to the guy that had the audacity to go and, you know, kind of thumb his nose up at Cookie. So then we're back in Empire, and here's the thing. Here is the thing. Lucius is being snuck around. Jamal saying, look, you created all of this, you're the boss, you're the champ. Lucius, because Lucius is gone, Dwight's home. That's what's going on right now. So Lucius being funny, he went and took all the candy from, because it's like, oh, I own everything. So he took the candy from the little holder that they had. They go into the recording studio. Jamal talks about how, because you're so, your biggest album, you recorded in 3 days in this studio. So this is a studio that everyone wants to be in, and that's the studio that Shine wanted to be in. Cookie agreed to it. The timing, though, is messed up. That's the main issue here. First person who comes along is Warren, and Warren, he kind of sees what looks like to be Lucius in there. He wanted to meet Lucius. I'm thinking, who are you? That's cute. You guys don't even have labels yet, and that you want to go and meet his father? Jamal, you need to get this in the butt. So thankfully, at the time, Jamal did what he was supposed to do, turned him away. And I'm thinking, oh, Lord, he's probably going to apologize later. Oh! So then, Lucius wanted to hear some music. I thought the music lesson was really cool. Lucius was digging the music. He felt something. But when he tried to go and mess with the boards himself, he screwed it up. So then, that kind of messed with his mood. And things were going kind of... Actually, no. We then hear security because security was trying to stop Shine. So then Lucius sees him and said, Moonshine? I said, so who told, how did he, so he miraculously knew Moonshine. He recognized him, but clearly it was off. He didn't know the details. So when Shine was talking, Shine realized that Lucius doesn't remember. And because everyone knows he was in an accident, no one knows how bad it is. So Shine doesn't know the full details, but then he goes and plays a track that was like, oh, by the way, this was a song that you put on your B-side, but it was actually mine originally, and I went and revamped it. Once that song came on, because he's like, this isn't the soft stuff your son works on. This is the hard-hitting stuff that I work on. And it brought just the negative energy, the negative vibes back, the negative memories, and he started to freak out. So they got him out of there. Shine, almost joked up Jamal, like, yo, what's wrong with your pops? It's none of your business. That's all that matters. It's none of your business. And you're not family. You're just trying to... They don't know this, but you're just trying to kill him. So I don't need for you to know any more than you do. Yes, we get it. Andre didn't tell you. Why? Because you can't be trusted. Because you're a liability. You're a liability. You need to go. So then, oh wow, how did I fast forward through all of that? Let me go back. Andre gets back to work, and it appears that the lawyer is back. Not the lawyer, the detective is back, and she's like, you know what? She's in his office. I just need to see, because the way how you're reacting, sir, do you know the difference between being scared and being excited or something like that? And she was like, now when the sounds of more police officers coming around the corner, when we're in that alley, were you scared or excited? Because she said she was excited. She was excited the possibility of someone catching her. She's a voyeurism. We got it. But I feel like it's still a play, because if you do your research, you would learn that Andre is the same way. He loves that stuff. He loves that freaky stuff. So because of that, I don't know if she just has real interest in him and it's work and pleasure, or if she's the type where anything in order to get her job done. So if that even means going and playing up the fact that Andre likes that freaky stuff, who knows? Andre said, look, I don't want to talk to you without a lawyer, but Andre's intrigued. He is very intrigued. Lucius, he's talking to Jamal, and Lucius talks about how I looked at Moonshine's eyes and realized he knew me. I didn't know him. Oh, I didn't know the memories about him, but my whole thing was I could tell that he just had a lot of anger. He's a very violent person, just looking at his eyes. And so it's like, was that me? And again, Jamal's still tight-lipped because the family made the agreement that they're not going to divulge Lucius's past. But Jamal says, forget this, because Hakeem, originally when Hakeem said, oh yeah, you punched me in the face and, you threw someone in the trash can, or no, he didn't go that far, but it's like, and Jamal, tell him what you did to you at age 6. So that's when Jamal said, you know what, enough's enough. You threw me in the trash can. I was 6 years old because I came downstairs with mom's shoes on as well as her scarf, and we had company over, and that's how you responded. Side note, for any of you guys who don't realize it by now, Jamal's character is very loosely based, not very, but partially loosely, no, yeah, it is loosely based off of Lee Daniels himself. That really happened to him. Getting addicted to drugs, that really happened to him. Again, this is a TV show, so it's not going to fit the same parameters, but certain things do apply. So that's why Jamal's character had to go through this stuff, because Lee Daniels was kind of telling his own story through Jamal's character. Now, Lucius was saying how, oh, that's so intolerant, and I'm really sorry because I can't believe that I wouldn't accept you for who you are. And I'm thinking, this is cute. I get it. The whole redemption story, beautiful. Just wonderful gowns, beautiful corsages. I want the mess. This is too pretty and cute. It almost feels like they did a reset, which I'm happy about, but I'm just trying to figure out, okay, so when is it all going to come down? Because this is feeling very regular, and that's one thing Empire was never, regular. I don't know if they slowed it down so that they could stretch the series out longer or what, but I appreciate getting more Cookie. I really do. I appreciate getting more Cookie. That just sounds interesting. Anyway, Cookie comes to her women's empowerment photo shoot, and of course Miss Dubois is there. She's talking to all the ladies about Cookie's financial woes. Cookie's over it because Cookie thought she could just have herself a drink, have herself a good time. Hakeem's working on this song. I said, okay. And Baby Bella's there as well as Tiana. And Tiana said, okay, you need to stop all that mess because the baby can't handle all that right now. The baby don't want to hear that. Neither do we. In comes Anika. Anika wants to hold her child. Anika says, oh, I'm going to take the child home. Hakeem said, hello, I'm actually being a decent father. The child has a schedule. Baby Bella has a schedule. She has play dates. And she's not going home with you. She's staying here. And the baby was crying while Anika was holding her. So then the baby walked right back to Tiana. And Tiana graciously took the child back. And Hakeem said, you know what? She doesn't recognize you. Why did Anika have to go and say, your mother was gone for 17 years, but she was still your mother? Always remember that I may have been gone for 5 months or however long it was, but I'm still your baby mama. That's still my baby. Let's get that straight. So now while Cookie's there and she's getting prepped for her photo shoot, she talks to Mr. Bois because she acknowledges, look, here's how this works. I know that we have bad blood. I understand that we're just we're just not gonna see eye to eye on certain things. You're talking about what's going on with my financials, about me, but I wanted to go and just talk to me out in the open. And the thing is, actually, no, I take that back. What happened there was that Mr. Dubois was kind of poking fun at, incarceration and reincarceration and the rates of people who go back into the system and all of that. Again, she's trying to talk about Cookie. Cookie wanted to confront her, but thankfully there was a public audience. Now, she's envisioning her when she was in jail, and what ended up happening is she's remembering how the woman that she hit came back and was still talking to her, treating her like a human being, and she was trying to figure out what was her angle, what did she want. And she said, look, we're all from Philly, we all stick together, we all in here because we went down due to the men in their lives doing the dirt, and they were the scapegoats. Each and every one of them at least have 10 years. So Cookie had 30 years. So he said, okay, maybe you'll do 25 and a half. And all of their stories were similar. They need to stick together. That's why she wanted to give give Cookie the shoes so that she doesn't have to touch those dirty floors. Dirty floors. Now, Cookie, when she's taking the photo shoot, she was trying to fake it, but she couldn't. So then she stood up and said, look, yes, what you heard was correct. Today I went to try and get a loan for my company to start a new venture, and I wasn't approved. And it wasn't because my company wasn't doing what it was supposed to do. It was because when I went there, they already had a preconceived notion about me in particular, so they wouldn't approve the loan. And so then she was like, you know what? Sorry, I know I'm not educated like the rest of you, but I take pride in what I do and this and that. So I need to go and figure out how I'm going to get the money versus sit here and take pictures. And that's when the tables turned. Because, boy, when I tell you, Mr. Bois was shook, she was shooked. She was shooked because she didn't realize that she thought those women were just on her side, but she forgot that just like how her family started from the bottom, a lot of them either started from the bottom or they understand not getting their just due. So yeah, one person saying, you know what, my company couldn't get approved either. It wasn't because we were good. It was just because she was a woman. Another person said the same thing. Another one said, yeah, and they did this for X, Y, and Z. So long story short, one woman said, I'll give you $10 million. 10 million. Oh, obviously, that's not free money, but I'll invest 10 million because Cookie wanted 100 million. And then the rest of them were like, yeah, I got you $1 million. Yeah, I have a couple of million for you. 1 million, 2 million, 3. And Cookie was just so overwhelmed. She said, okay, well, in that case, I'll stay there with you guys. And Miss Dubois, she had to eat her words. She said, okay, you know what? Maybe we need to just bury the hatchet. You know that was fake, but she can't go and look like a hare in front of the rest of them. She was pissed. She was pissed. That face was barely moving, but it was saying everything because she didn't expect for them to go and, relate to Cookie being real and honest. And that's, in this day and age, that's what matters most. In the past, being real, people still kind of looked at you like, oh, well, okay, you kept it real, but nowadays it's like, oh, you're willing to put your dirt out there? All right, we see you. So then Miss Dubois, she gets in the car, and that banker who's so proud of stopping her from getting the loan was like, oh, I did as planned. I made sure she went home empty-handed. Mr. Dubois looked at him like, boy, if you don't shut up. And I loved it. So then Hakeem, he's in the studio. He's rapping, doing his thing. While that's going on, Andre, at first I got scared. I thought, is Andre about to do some jumping jacks on this day, on his balcony and jump? No, he's drinking because he's been drinking. Thirsty even noticed it. And the agent, the FBI agent, is watching him, and so then he strips, and I guess they're gonna have window seats. I don't know how that works. I don't. So then we move on from that. I'm thinking, how many people are gonna be seeing that? But anyway, Jamal, he's sorry because he feels like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't kick you out because I didn't want you there. My father, after the accident, lost his memory, so we've been trying to deal with that. I said, Jamal, you... Good job, go out for 5 seconds, you little... You two don't even have a title. This is your MO. You dingy, emotionally, and... sappy. You just gave the edit. Oh, pissed. It's bad enough. Shine knows now. So now, oh God, Jesus. Because earlier in the episode, Mr. Ball was saying how, you know what, this is like Wizard of Oz, and the kids one represents the lion, one represents the Scarecrow, one represents the Tin Man. And did she call Andre the Scarecrow because he had brains? No, the Tin Man was. I don't remember who was who, but I just know that it was a mess. And so Cookie, she's talking to Lucius, and she just talked about how her day went, and then she said, you know what? I went to jail for 17 years because, and yeah, it was because of you. And so Lucius said, you know what? I want to know everything. Don't sugarcoat anything anymore. Let me know what I did wrong. I need to know. And I appreciated that. But I said, all right, so when is this shtick going to be done? Because it's starting to get interesting. It's always interesting to me, but it's starting to become something tangible. Before I said, okay, I don't know where they're going with this. I know where they're going, but I don't know if I'm going to really buy into it. I'll still watch and review regardless. But so I said, okay, this episode's nice. I liked it. It was balanced. I want some more mess though.